Five, four, three, two, one. Good morning. Happy Monday, January 15th, or happy Steelers playoff game day. I'm wearing my Steelers hat to celebrate. Anyway, looking at our Mesonet network right now across the state, this is all the weather station data across the state this morning, right now at 9:56 a.m. We have a pretty cold morning to start across much of PA, with much of the northern tier and northwest tier in the single digits. We do have a station at 0 degrees in Forest County, so it's very cold morning. For the rest of the state, temperatures are either in the teens and closer to Philly into the mid-20s. So overall, a cold morning, and we'll see more of these cold mornings as we progress throughout the week, especially when we get a little bit of a snowpack to build in, and that'll keep up the colder temperatures. Especially on Wednesday morning, we could have more widespread single digits than we have right now. So our main system will be coming into the region later tonight through tomorrow morning. So taking a look at the current radar on the College of DuPage website, we do see this is just total precipitation, not by precipitation type. We can see there's a lot of precipitation building across much of the Mid-South into the Tennessee region. This is our system starting to get together. It's going to move slowly to the north and to the northeast over the next 12 hours, and that will begin to bring in our snow later tonight into early tomorrow morning. This is a pretty impressive snowstorm for these areas. I mean, some places in Tennessee and Kentucky and even into portions of West Virginia could see double-digit snowfall. So that's going to be a very impressive snowstorm for them. But as it gets to our area, it will start to get a little bit strung out. So snow totals will not be as impressive as it is down here. But nevertheless, I'm happy to see these areas getting snow after getting basically nothing for the past 2 winters. So let's go to the NAM on weather balance. So I want to show you what is really causing this system to happen. So this is a product of 500 millibar height vorticity. So we're up at 500 millibars or 500 hectopascal heights up in the atmosphere, and vorticity assesses the amount of spin in the atmosphere, and this amount of spin, depending on the location and how it tilts and all that fun stuff, really tells you if there's going to be a strengthening or weakening system, and really shows you where the system's developed. So taking a look at this afternoon, you can see there's a very strong band of vorticity coming across the central plains and northern plains. That's going to be our system that's going to really inject its vorticity in this little short wave that's currently moving through, again, like the Tennessee Valley, that's producing the snow there. Just because this system's not going to be as strong is because this system's going to be really positively tilted. That means when you drive a line through the axis of the trough, it's a positive slope, as you would see on a normal point slope graph. Usually if you want a stronger system, you want the trough to be either neutrally tilted or negatively tilted, which we really won't see with this system at all. That's why some of the earlier guidance last week was between the European was showing like a blizzard for PA at one point. That was because the trough was, at least that one of the Euro was showing a negatively tilted trough, but we won't see that here, and I'll explain that in a little bit. As we move forward into tomorrow, late tonight to early tomorrow morning, you can see this zone, basically a short wave is going to get a little bit more amplified, so we get a little bit curved to it. We're going to have a lot of upper level divergence building into this area, especially with this little short wave that's going to be moving through. It's going to build a really good zone of upper level divergence, especially in this area, especially as we move forward with time. You can see how this short wave starts to dig a little bit, not as positively tilted as it was in earlier frames, but still overall very positively tilted. So it's not going to be a very dynamic system, but it does dig a little bit into, again, Missouri, so it will get some of that moisture coming out of the south and really, again, set the zone up for the potential for accumulating snow. And then as we move forward into tomorrow, you can still see a pretty impressive system move through, but by then the best dynamics will be across New England, and we'll start to see the snow shut off by mid to late afternoon tomorrow. And the reason we're not really seeing as big of a system as let's say the stronger scenario I posted Friday morning is because overall the entire trough still very positively tilted, and that is because earlier models were showing a more amplification of this ridge. So you can see the ridge is like this. Before, models are showing the ridge like all the way up here, and that would have caused this trough to tilt a little bit more either neutral or negative tilted, which could have resulted in a bigger storm. Another issue I saw recently is if we move forward a little bit, you can almost now see this long wave trough. It gets split up into almost like two little short wave troughs. So again, this is our main lead wave going through New England, and then this second wave, and there's going to dig through the south. Originally, models were also showing that these two could have both phased together, which could have led to a much bigger potential storm. But since basically Friday, that stronger scenario has been off the map. And again, we're just going to see this lead wave again provide our best storm potential. So overall, not really as big as it could have been, but still a very impressive snowstorm for some areas for sure. So taking a look at the future radar, snow will begin to enter the area as early this evening, with portions of South Central PA and Southeast PA getting snowflakes by 8 o'clock this evening. As we move to midnight, the snow shield will begin to really take off, with much of Central and Eastern PA already getting snow. Keep in mind, this snow will be a rather low intensity, so significant travel impacts are not expected, but the snow will be sticking to roadways because the roadways are very cold, especially with our very cold overnight lows recently. So we're going to see really decent sticking rates across much of Central and Eastern PA with the snow. Also, don't mind the rain across Northwest PA because that is just a glitch on the software. It won't be raining in Northwest PA. If we get any rain, it'll be closer to the I-95 corridor, possibly early tomorrow afternoon, but this rain is just a glitch, just showing up as very, very, very almost no snow, just very, very light snow, just shows up as rain for some reason on the software. Ignore that. As we move throughout the night, we'll see snow continue basically on and off throughout much of Central and Eastern PA. Snow will likely continue into the early morning commute hours, especially across Eastern PA. Some of the darker blues, I did put a 4 to 6 inch zone out in portions of like the Lehigh Valley and portions of Southeast PA because we're going to see a little bit more lift occur across this area, which will likely enhance the snowfall rates. So that's why I had a 4 to 6 inch range out here with my call last night. I really don't see changing that too much with my update, which will come out in the next hour across these regions. But across by the mid to late morning hours tomorrow morning, the snow will begin to slowly taper off before tapering off by 2 o'clock for the whole entire state. Some of the NAM guidance does have the snow linger a little bit longer, especially across Central and Eastern PA. It doesn't really have the snow move out till like 10 to noon. The HER is a little bit quicker on that. So there's still a bit of a timing issue of how quick the snow comes out, but expect the worst travel impacts to likely occur overnight. Not significant, but impactful road impacts are expected, especially lingering into the morning commute, especially across Central and Eastern PA. I suspect there will be a lot of school delays and maybe even cancellations across far Eastern PA, where the snow will still be falling at a decent rate tomorrow morning. So some kids will get a nice 4-day weekend if they have today off for MLK Day. But otherwise, not a very big impactful storm. Not very significant, but again, this will likely be ending the snow streak, especially for cities like Philly and New York, who haven't seen initial snow in, I believe, over 700 days. So that streak will be ending, and for a lot of I-95 corridor as well. Again, not a significant storm, but we'll take what we get, especially after a very snowless last winter and a rather slow start to this winter. But we've been slowly adding back up to our snow total this month, especially the last 2 weeks across portions of the state. Portions of Somerset County already got, I think, like 30 inches of snow this month, which is just absolutely absurd, and they'll be adding to that throughout this week. And this will not be the only event this week, because I'm tracking another storm coming in Friday, which will probably have similar impacts to this one. But anyway, I want to show you before I get off this video the current alerts as of 10 a.m. this morning. Again, winter weather advisory is issued for much of I guess the two-third quadrant of the state, if I want to call it that. This is where we're going to see the most travel impacts and the highest snow accumulations. We do have some wind chill advisories still issued for Northwest PA because of our recently cold temperatures overnight. But otherwise, these might be expanded further north if we see more northern trends this afternoon. But this looks to be pretty decent advisory-wise for winter weather alerts, where the heaviest snow could potentially fall. So thank you for joining. I'll have an updated snowfall map, timing maps, and all that fun jazz on social media this afternoon, late this morning. And I'll also have more updates on our next threat, which will be coming in Friday, potentially starting as early as Thursday evening and later into Friday, which there's still a lot of uncertainty, but it could have very similar impacts to this storm, if not a little bit more. I'll have more updates on that later today and throughout the week, so stay tuned. And thank you for joining me this morning. Have a great day.